I'd like to welcome you to our 16th Small Business Cleveland Impact Program Showcase. It's amazing that tonight concludes our 16th cohort, which means that we've had over 100 businesses graduate. And it's a big accomplishment for the program and for the new graduates this evening. But specifically, this showcase and the showcase prior is especially significant for us because it's in partnership with the Browns. So obviously want to thank the Browns for their partnership in this effort this evening. But because, thank you. Because this is such a big event for us and one that reflects and exemplifies what we try to do at JumpStart, especially in the small business community, I'd like to introduce our CEO, Ray Leach, to come on up and say a few words as well.
Thanks, Lauren. Great to be here. Again, my name is Ray Leach, and I'm the CEO of JumpStart, and it's such a pleasure to be together. We really appreciate the energy of the entrepreneurs here tonight. For those who maybe don't have as much exposure, perhaps, to JumpStart, we're a nonprofit economic development entity that unlocks the full potential of entrepreneurs to transform our community. So we bring capital, services, connections, relationships to entrepreneurs of all types, tech entrepreneurs, small business entrepreneurs, but we particularly love entrepreneurs that are making a significant impact in neighborhoods and in the city of Cleveland, which I know all of you are doing that, so we're so excited to be your partner. I do want to wish the best of luck to the 6 companies that are presenting tonight. Lauren mentioned that this is our 16th cohort, so JumpStart's been involved in providing this kind of assistance as well as capital, so we make direct loans to impact graduates of this program. We've made millions of dollars of loans to entrepreneurs in this program to date, and we're excited about doing that to the entrepreneurs or helping the entrepreneurs that are here tonight. Before I let Lauren take back over, I want to express a special thanks to the JumpStart team. So we have an incredible small business team and marketing team that puts on these events and of course works with hundreds of entrepreneurs each year. So I want to give a round of applause to the JumpStarters. And finally, JumpStart is all about partnerships. So everything we do in the community, of course, we partner with entrepreneurs, but this is an incredible example of a phenomenal and exciting partnership that JumpStart's been able to form with the Cleveland Browns. Dee Haslam, one of the owners of the Browns, is here with us tonight. So it's super exciting to have Dee here. But we're also incredibly appreciative to Jenner and Peter and David and other executives in the Cleveland Browns organization for being our hosts and for having the opportunity to connect with all of you. So with that, best of luck. I'm super excited to see the presentations, and thanks for being here and for supporting the entrepreneurs in our community.
All right. Well, if you can indulge me for about 7 or 8 minutes or so, I'd like to take everybody who hasn't attended one of these showcases through the evening's events. My name is Lauren Novick. I oversee the Impact Program. I'm our Chief Services Officer, and having done this a number of times, this truly is a highlight event for me during the course of the year, because the stars of the show are the businesses themselves, and the majority of tonight is going to be you hearing from them. Tonight's agenda, which I'll go through very quickly so we can get to the stars again. We're going to go over the competition tonight. We're going to go over the rules, discuss what went into their pitches, the preparation, the information. We'll deliberate our judges this evening at the end of the 6 presentations. They will identify one of our graduates this evening who will receive the $10,000 prize, and we will announce that at the conclusion of the night. There's some drama here that nobody really knows about as far as the cohort goes, so I'm going to kind of eliminate that drama right now. We're going to take this away from some kind of random American Idol moment. Tonight, the winner receives $10,000, and everybody's been told they will receive $2,500, but everybody will receive at least $3,500 tonight, so there'll be an extra $1,000 for everybody following tonight's festivities. See, now you can all chillax a little bit, right? There you go. So our mission at JumpStart is to unlock the full potential of entrepreneurship to transform entire communities. And our Cleveland Impact program is a perfect reflection of that, because it's not only a program that we've worked in conjunction with our businesses to help support their growth and development, but it's meant to drive impact in the city and its neighborhoods as well. And you'll hear a lot of that this evening. As I mentioned, tonight's a culmination of a 12-week intensive assistance cohort where we focused on business advising, industry-specific mentoring, and collaborative learning amongst each other. We like to say that they hopefully learn as much from their peers as they do from us, the instructors. And again, everything that they've done during the 12 weeks has led towards what you're going to see tonight in those 10-minute pitches. This is what the syllabus looked like for the 12 weeks. It's heavily focused on getting them prepared for tonight. It's heavily focused on getting them to think through their financials and their financial projections specifically. It's a pretty intensive 12 weeks, and if you're in the audience thinking, should I do this? Am I able to? It's a program that's structured to support any small business owner through the journey with us. So, what you see tonight is the culmination of a lot of hard work, but it's also, it didn't require everybody to be as prepared on day one as they are today. So it requires a lot of hard work, but any small business that's obviously revenue generating is a perfect candidate to work with us. In addition to what they went through the businesses during the 12 weeks, each one of the 6 businesses was assigned 2 advisors to support them throughout the cohort. And those 2 advisors are meant to support the homework efforts, but also meant to guide them in their business initiatives during the 12 weeks. One of those advisors is usually one of my colleagues at JumpStart, and the other advisor is from the community. So if any of the advisors are here this evening that supported our businesses, I'd like them to stand up and get a round of applause as well. Or those that don't want to stand, that's fine too. So the format for tonight is really relying upon our presenters and our judges. The presenters have practiced their pitches to where they are fluid, and they will complete these pitches within their 10-minute time frame. There's a clock up here up front where they can all see working within their time frame. And then when they're complete with their presentation, we'll go to the judges for about 4 minutes of Q&A. The judges have a score sheet in front of them where they will evaluate each one of the pitches based on 4 criteria: the quality of the business plan that's presented this evening, the market opportunity, the impact in the city of Cleveland, as I mentioned, as well as the presentation skills. At the end of that scoring process, the judges will deliberate and go through the difficult task of identifying which graduate will receive the $10,000, and then you can correct that slide. Obviously now it's $3,500. A special thanks to our 2 judges that are here this evening. One of our judges unfortunately fell ill today, but special thanks to Peter John Baptiste, who's the Senior Vice President of Communications with the Browns and the Haslam Sports Group. Thank you, Peter, for your partnership and contribution and efforts this evening. Our second judge this evening is Patrice Blakemore, the Senior Vice President of Equity and Inclusion at the Greater Cleveland Partnership. Patrice, thank you for your efforts this evening. Without further ado, I would like to hand off the introductions of our participants this evening to my colleague, Lauren Smith-Petta, who spearheads our educational programming. And Lauren not only has been a big contributor to the Impact program, but she's been leading our highly public initiative with the Cleveland Chain Reaction partnership we have with Fox 8 going on right now. So Lauren, I'd like for you to come on up and take us through the rest of the evening.
All right, so now that we're all warmed up, I want to get to the main event, which is obviously our entrepreneurs. So I'm going to start by introducing each of them so they can stand and be embarrassed and bow and wave to the people. And I also would like to invite, I see a group of advisors over to my left to wave for the participant who they advised, because whether you realize it or not, the advisors are a huge part of this competition as well. They are partners and collaborators and brainstormers with our participants. So I really want to acknowledge them as well. So our participants are Adenike Harper with Gourmet Girl Custom Cakes. Thank you. We have Luis Roman with Ola Island Provisions. Luis? Oh, he's hiding in the back. You can't get away from us. He's back there. Thank you. We have Tori Eason with I Slay Cakes. We have Sarday Steele with Pleasant Picnic. We have Unique Younger with Unique's Passion. And last but not least, we have Simone Woods with Urbane Vodka. Thank you. All right, so I'm going to introduce each of our participants, hopefully, and do them justice. So we're starting with Latoria. Latoria is a great example of an entrepreneur who lives her brand. Bombastic, colorful, and creative. She knows her business, her brand, and her product like the back of her hand, and instantly impressed in her impact applicant interviews. Her advisors describe her as driven, strong, creative, and a proud person who goes above and beyond to make her clients feel like $1 million. Please join me in welcoming Latoria to the stage of I Slay Cakes.
Hello, everyone. I hope you all are well. I'm feeling some great energy in this room, so let's get this party started. How many of you are familiar with the urban term slay? If not, don't worry, I got you covered. It means to kill it, to do something amazingly well. And that's who we are and what we do. We slay cakes. I'm Tori Eason, owner of I Slay Cakes. Although my most precious titles are those of wife and mom. I have 3 boys and 2 dogs that keep me on my toes. I consider myself a bit of a trailblazer, as I'm the first in my family to attend college. I have a degree in forensic science and a master's in education. I also have a degree in cake decorating from the University of YouTube. And I wish that I can trade in those 2 degrees that I'm still paying for and not using for the one that was free and I use pretty much every day. But on a more serious note, I am trying to dismantle generational poverty $1 at a time. So now that you know a little about me, let's dive into I Slay Cakes. I Slay Cakes is your premier cake shop, offering custom celebration cakes, as well as cake decorating courses through our I Slay University and custom cake toppers and supplies for other bakers. We specialize in 3D and realistic cakes that'll have you asking, is that really a cake? We use only quality ingredients, and through a personalized experience, we provide a artistically delicious, show-stopping centerpiece that speaks to who you are. And in January, we'll even be rolling out a line of I Slay pup cakes for your fur babies. Our I Slay University courses are hands-on, one-on-one, or small group courses with the opportunity for ongoing advisement and education. I Slay Cakes is truly your one-stop cake shop, where you can get a custom cake that looks realistic, you can learn to decorate cakes, you can purchase cake toppers and supplies, and hell, you can even get a cake for your dog. We truly do it all. Our target clients are those middle to upper class individuals just like you, planning special events that desire a personalized cake with an upscale feel. We also want to target those who are partial to spoiling their fur babies, and I'm guilty, as well as those who desire to learn a new skill such as cake decorating, or those who want to expand upon the skills that they already have. There is huge potential for growth here in Northeast Ohio. Cuyahoga County has 1.2 million people celebrating birthdays each year. And Cuyahoga County also has about 6,300 weddings per year, and we want to target those 3,200 couples who are willing to spend $800 or more on their wedding cake. There is also 63,000 dog owners in Cuyahoga County. And according to Cleveland.com, about 39,000 of them are willing to have a party for their pet. And I mean, honestly, what's a party without a cake? There are over 700 bakeries in Ohio, with 144 of them right here in Cuyahoga County, all of whom are potential clients for our Islay University courses. We reach our clients through a healthy social media presence. We were so excited to reach 10,000 followers on our Instagram back in September. We also engage in email marketing, and starting next week, we'll have a whole text message marketing campaign. Word of mouth continues to be a proven resource for Islay Cakes. We are also starting to be more engaged in community events, such as pop-up shops and trade shows, and we are so excited to announce that we'll be participating in today's Bride Bridal Show at the IX Center in January, where we were hand-selected to do a live demo of decorating a wedding cake. How exciting is that? We also plan to develop strategic partnerships with those who are in the event planning space, such as decorators and caterers, and we also want to extend those partnerships to corporate clients. Now, there are plenty of places that you can get a cake, right? However, we have found that there are no other bakeries in our area that offers the variety of services that Islay Cakes offers. However, our competitive advantage is our commitment to superior customer service. The great Maya Angelou said, "People will forget what you said and they will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel." And we've taken that and woven it into the very fabric of Islay Cakes. We pride ourselves on making each and every client feel like family. We take the time to get to know you, who you are, what your hobbies are, what your accomplishments are, and we take those things and create a piece that represents who you are. We've had clients where we've done their wedding cake, and then we've done the baby shower cake, and we've done the baby's first birthday, and so forth and so on. And those clients become friends and family. And that's the reason that they come back to Islay Cakes year after year. Our motto is, we have customer service so sweet, the cake is really just a cherry on top. Now, to see the true progression of Islay Cakes, join me for a ride. Islay Cakes was started 6 years ago in a 2-bedroom apartment while I was on maternity leave battling postpartum depression. I know that was a mouthful, but I used baking as an outlet. And when my son wanted this exclusive Spider-Man cake, I decided to do it myself. Well, that cake was a hit, and I started to get requests from friends and family, and hence, Islay Cakes was born. So moving into 2020 during the pandemic, I was working my 9 to 5 from home and able to take on more orders because of that. And it was then that I really started to see the true potential for Islay Cakes. So that following year, I resigned from my full-time job, renovated my basement into Islay Studio, and focused on growing the business. And currently, we had such a volume of orders, I started thinking, like, dang, I need some help. So we focused on building a team, and I am so excited to announce that we've just hired two new team members that started with us this past Monday. I'm super excited to be working with those ladies. So next year, it's all about growth and scaling. We'll be introducing new products as well as increasing production. And in 2024, we'll open our very first brick and mortar. It'll be Islay Cupcakery, a cupcake shop that'll have an event space to host parties and gatherings, and we'll also teach our Islay University courses from there. Now we know the goal of all entrepreneurs is to increase that bottom line, right? So let's talk money. Last year, you'll see an increase in our operating expenses due to the investment necessary to create Islay University. Islay Studio. This year, we have had record sales. We increased our revenue with the addition of our Islay University courses, as well as increasing the prices of our products. I mean, we're getting better, so we gotta charge more. And then next year, you'll see an increase in our operating expenses, and that's due to our staff members' salary being accounted for there. And up until now, I had not paid myself a salary. I was pretty much surviving off of savings from my job, but now we've gotten to the point, I need some money. So my salary will also come from operating expenses. But you'll also see by the end of next year, we will increase our revenue with the addition of adding new products, such as our Islay Cupcakes, as we mentioned previously, and we'll roll out a line of vegan and gluten-free cakes, as well as a line of Islay Simple Designs, which will be more affordable cakes that our new team members will take on exclusively as I focus on more complex designs. And we'll be adding more courses to our Islay University. And moving into 2024, our operating expenses will increase yet again due to the investment to get Islay Cupcakery up and running and staffed. However, you'll also see we'll increase our revenue yet again with increased production and the revenue from Islay Cupcakery. Because JumpStart was so generous, we all received $1,000 midway through the program. And my plan was to hire a staff member. But like I mentioned before, I ended up hiring 2 that will help to increase production as well as free up some of my time to focus more on marketing efforts and be more present in the community to bring those sales on home, baby. If we are so blessed to receive the $10,000 reward, we will allocate about $4,000 to pay our new staff members, which will give us about a 3-month head start in paying them. We will also purchase a commercial stand mixer that will decrease production time, allowing us to take on more orders. We'll also focus about $3,000 into marketing efforts, and that's increasing our spend on social media ads, as well as Google and Yelp ads, and participating in more community events such as trade shows and pop-up shops. Overall, that $10,000 can have a $60,000 return on investment. We prioritize giving back to the land. It's the city that raised us. We provide professional training. 12 of our 15 Islay University students went on to open their own home bakery or improve the products they already offer, contributing to the economy of Northeast Ohio.
Tori, I'm so
We
sorry.
also have a...
I apologize. We have to wrap up. Thank you. Please give Tori a round of applause. What questions do you have, judges?
Nicely done. Nicely done. You don't need to feel bad. We heard what we were supposed to hear. It's all good. Nobody knows except for you. It's all good. So I'm interested in hearing a little bit about your employees. You have 2 employees. What are they going to be doing? How are they going to be supporting you?
Okay, so my employees will pretty much focus on doing the baking and some of the prep work. And as I mentioned previously, we'll be rolling out Islay Simple Designs, which are pretty much almost like your grocery store style cakes with some personalization, and they'll be able to take that on exclusively while I focus on the more 3D, realistic, and complex designs. So that'll also free up some of my time with them handling the more simple cakes to focus on marketing and be present in the community.
Who handles the administrative aspect? So, you know, the accounting piece, all of the handling the sales, who does that?
So it has been me. I have been a one-woman show up until now, but with the addition of my 2 new team members, I also have someone who has an accounting degree, and starting in January of 2023, she'll be handling the bookkeeping. But I still want to engage with my clients and handle some of that day-to-day so that I can really stay grounded in the business until it grows to the point that I'm absolutely forced out of that.
incredibly impressed by the passion, Tori.
Thank you.
I can tell you love what you do.
I do.
Which is a lot of times half the battle when you're getting started. We can all tell how much you love cakes, and I can imagine you definitely slay them. My question was a little bit also about staff. Wanted to get a better understanding of, is it just you and two right now and you're looking to grow, or do you have other people on staff too?
So again, up until this point, it has just been me. During my time in the JumpStart program, I've realized, the necessity for a team. So I just hired 2 new people, and they just started with me on this past Monday. So up until now, it has been a one-woman show. And moving forward from here, we have a schedule for training and for them to familiarize themselves with the brand. And starting in 2023, we're hitting the ground running.
Nice, nice. Also, wanted to ask a little bit about the iSlay University and,
Yes.
and teaching.
Yes.
How many students have you brought in so far, and how much do you think you can really grow that?
So, and this past year was the first time that we introduced iSlay University courses, and we've had 15 students. We actually ran a 3-month course that was like beginning cake decorating courses all the way to more complex designs, and then we also engaged one-on-one courses for people who just wanted to learn, let's say, 3D and realistic cakes. So we've had 15 students in 2022, and we are looking to grow that substantially in 2023 with the addition of new courses. I really want to focus on teaching people the art of 3D and realistic cakes, because I find that not a lot of bakers have that skill, but they desire that skill. So I feel like that's a huge market for me to explore.
That's impressive what you can learn from YouTube University.
Listen, like I said, the amount of money I owe for the degrees that I'm not using, I could have just started that back in 2004.
When you're looking at the students, where are they coming from? How are they finding you, or how are you finding them?
So, if I'm being really honest, I had not, prior to JumpStart, I had not had a fully developed marketing plan. And because we had a healthy social media presence, of course, all of us bakers follow each other and everything. So once I posted that I was offering the courses, especially the 3-month course, people jumped on that right away. So I was really blessed with the presence that I already had. And those people pretty much came to me once I posted flyers. I post a lot of like behind the scenes, making of a masterpiece. People love that type of stuff. And so they really get to see the progress and what you can do. And I think that encouraged them to want to attend my classes.
We have time for one more question.
I got one last one, because you
Sure.
laid out that scaling so nicely.
Mm-hmm.
And I like to get real specific. So you're growing employees, you're going to hire more people.
Yes.
Like, how many cakes can you handle, like, per person? Like, how many cakes do you make a week? How many are you looking to do in a month, per se?
So while I was working by myself, I was doing up to 15 cakes per week, which was like really killing me, right? And so I think with the staff, because I want them to focus on the more simple designs, because I know that they have the skill to do that, and then I can take on those more exclusive cakes. So I'll say all in all, we can take on 25 to 30 cakes per week with the 3 of us, and that will substantially increase our revenue.
Thank
And
you so much.
if I can just, I'm sorry, really, 1 second, because I really wanted to say this. So I wanted to talk about our impact to the city of Cleveland. And we do that through our professional training, of course, but we also have a curriculum for CMSD high school girls where we'll teach cake decorating as an art, but we'll also talk about things such as peer pressure and self-esteem in the age of social media and post-secondary planning. And in 2018, we launched Cupcake in the Community, where we delivered over 500 cupcakes on Christmas Eve to youth and area homeless shelters. My work in education, I know that Cleveland has a huge homelessness problem among youth of color, and so we wanted to focus on that. And I know we are in a rush. I just really wanted to say that because we plan to continue our community service efforts.
She slipped it in here. You got to give her credit for that. You got to give her credit.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tori. All right. Next up, I've known Unique for years now, And when I think of her and her business, Unique's passion, I don't just think of the passion, I think of the compassion. She's one of the most caring, kind, and empathetic people I know, and it shows in how she treats people in business and in life. I know you're going to enjoy hearing the unique journey of Unique's passion. Please join me in welcoming Unique Younger with Unique's passion.
Hello, everyone. Tonight we're going to talk about the birthing and the long journey of Unique's passion. I was born and raised in Cleveland, Ohio. I am the founder and CEO of Unique's Passion. I graduated from South High School in 2000. I love to travel with my family and spend quality time with them. I am currently enrolled at Ohio Business College for my associates in business to help grow my business. In 2016, I quit my job after working 14 years as a cold prep cook person. I always wanted to be an entrepreneur since I was a little kid. I got diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, and that was the reason I wanted to create a healthy product for the community. As I traveled with my family and friends, I noticed one thing stood out to me in Mexico and Jamaica, and that was the unique creative artwork of their fruit. So I was able to bring that home and implement that into my business. In 2018, Unique's Passions was created. It all started at a third-party kitchen, which is Cleveland Culinary Lunch Kitchen. My family and friends and I will be there days in, days out, helping create my edible baskets and chocolate-covered strawberries. In 2019, we continued to carry on with the business because word of mouth and just a lot of people wanting to eat healthier and better. In 2020, we had the opportunity to partnership with Fruit Bouquets and Sherry's Berries. What we do is we fulfill their orders and deliver them daily. And at that moment, it was the hardest thing because, of course, again, starting a business, you are the only person doing everything. So that was the need of me going to get my education to further my business on the right direction. So a lot of things I learned in the contract, I had no idea. It's not just about having a product that will sell. It's also about finances, accounting, cost of goods sold, B2B, all the above. When I enrolled in the Impact program, I actually was signing up just for mentorship. I had no idea about this, but however, it just made me feel like God has put me in the front because this is something I wanted to do since I was a little girl. Did it go through? I'm sorry. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about our products and services. So we offer fruit bouquets and chocolate-covered strawberries. For larger events, we offer unique creative artwork out of fruit and vegetables, and it's supposed to very customized to your event and be very personal to whatever it is your event might be. Our target customers are individual wedding and party planners, community and corporations as well. Our go-to marketing is definitely social media is one of the major marketing tools we have utilized a lot in. The minute we post, someone is ready to book. A word of mouth, websites, flyers, and vehicle branding. The market research I did was definitely to see on the average as an individual about how much a person spends, all the way up to a group of people spending on the average of $300. We all know a lot of our businesses was impacted during COVID-19, So fortunately, Unique Passions was able to keep producing because a lot of people was at home. They still want to let their loved ones know they thinking of them, and we were still able to deliver a smile to make their day. One of our pictures we have here, the cute little turkey. We know we just celebrated Thanksgiving, so that was a turkey bouquet. And then also, the other picture is Unique Passions creative artwork, which is hand-cut pineapples. You can see we carved our client's name and they age, and we was able to carve their birthday, and we did a cute little image of whatever we consider that to be, but it was funny for me. As I stated before, we was working in the third-party kitchen. Because of the money from JumpStart Impact Program, we was able to use that for license, certification, city hall fees, and blueprint. If we end up being the winner tonight, we will definitely be able to use that for renovation, marketing, and more staffing to increase our sales. And talking a little bit about our finances, they're not up here, but I will be able to discuss that because I can remember it off the back of the hand. I definitely know the first year we started out was a hard, long journey with my family and I, but we made it to manage through and push through. However, the following year, 2020, during COVID, our sales actually tripled. And of course, it was because of the BCB, which was with fruit bouquets and Sherry's berries. And the year after, which is this year, our sales kind of decreased. So with me getting a proper education and being able to understand finances more and better and the structure of business, I was able to understand that it's not just about a product. You need to make sure you do have the staffing in play, how important it is for delivery drivers, especially for what I do, and also just making sure they are trained properly and hosting a job fair and not just about family and friends when they are available, because that can only go but so far. So I want to just take this time out to thank everyone. If you ever need our services, we can be reached on social media, IG, Facebook, via email, and also contact phone number.
Thank you.
It's over.
Judges, what do you have for Unique? What questions?
First of all, you survived. You're still alive. Nice.
I didn't get killed, right?
So you talked a little bit about your sales. What were your sales in 2020? What are your sales in 2021?
My sales in 2020 was pretty much about around 50K. 2021, it went up triple, which was about 175K.
Okay, and what about this year?
This year, it went down. I'm at about 115, and that's why I know the importance of...
Speaking to your mic.
I know it's important to actually have a job fair and get employees and not just family members that will help or friends and family. It worked out because I was able to manage. I was surprised that much funding, but that's how I know Unique Passions will be able to survive, we'll be able to do it and move forward.
And why do you think it was a decrease?
It was a decrease because the first year of anybody starting off a business, you got a lot of support, you got a lot of people to be there. But then as you go on and they not stable employees, it'll be a time where they can't make it, or I can't, it'll be all type of things. And I just feel the need of having an actual job fair where I know these people are coming in because they want to work and this is what they want to represent the company with, and that's very important for me.
Unique, in talking about employees, how would you break down what you really need to function the way you want to function? Like, how many hours a week do you need from employees to meet the needs that you're trying to get to?
So I kind of was able to go off of the example where I'm already at, even though it is family, and I noticed that having a part-time per person 3 times a week for 20 hours a day can prep the fruit, because everything looks simple, but it is time consuming. So as long as the prep is already prepared, when the full-time employee even if I break it down to 2 part-time employees, they are able to at least manage the capacity of 10 orders per day, which is around 200 and 250 orders a month. And that's where we at right now with the capacity of orders. And having 2 drivers also deliver, because if the orders get made and I don't have a driver, they can't get them out. But also we have the advantage of being able to use DoorDash, which I just found that out, that will cut down a lot of overhead and it will definitely get orders out as well faster than, you know, regular staffing.
Okay, as far as getting orders, you talked a little bit about your own advertising through Instagram on websites, but I think you also said you do some stuff for third parties.
Yeah.
So how do you balance that? Where do you want to grow more? Do you want to grow more on the third parties, or do you want to grow more on like direct to consumers coming through your own marketing means?
Good question. So originally, the contract was only to be able to produce Unique's passion. So I figured being able to have employees just handle that, while I or other staff handle, you know, doing more catering events for Unique's passion. I have learned a lot from them, and marketing is incredible. So I'm working on even getting the, how can I say it, exactly what it is that they are doing, but I can go off the experience that I'm already experiencing. So we have a jet printer. The super tickets come through on a day-to-day basis all the way up until the next day, until 11 a.m. is our shut-off time. So with that being said, it's as simple as being able to run Unique's Passions website completely that I have, even through them, although I have my own. Once that website is up and running, I know it'll pick up the orders just as well as it is with the contract. Therefore, now we are able to increase the sales with them and I together. I think is great. And so I can eventually, you know, not need it, but to me is a purpose.
One more.
Can you talk about your community impact
My community impact?
with your business?
Yes, so it is a lot of impact on the community, especially in our culture. You know, a lot of us eating a lot of bad food, greasy food. It's okay, but it's a balance. You know, once I found out how real diabetes is, it helped me to push my product more in the community. That's why we participate in a lot of outside events to where, you know, it's just a smoothie or just a simple fresh fruit pineapple bowl, because we are dying from this stuff that we eat. No disrespect to nobody else's product, because I love to eat cake every now and then. But we have to find a balance in our life. The only thing to me to kill any disease that we have is exercising. So if you're not exercising, you have to balance that with healthy eating. And too much fruit can be bad for a diabetic as well. It's just about the balance of it. I'd rather eat too much fruit than too much Snickers and candy bars and stuff like that.
Thank you for that factoid. We'll give the judges just a moment to take a bite of their cupcakes, maybe. If you weren't hungry already, I'm sure you are now, right? All right. Next up, Simone Woods was a shoo-in after I interviewed her for the Impact program. As she told me about her impressive work on Urbane Vodka, her focus was always on what's next. She spent no time dwelling on or basking in her success in business. Her advisors describe her as diligent, focused, persistent, and intentional. Please welcome Simone Woods of Urbane Vodka to the stage.
Urbane vodka started right here in this mason jar. Right here in this mason jar. I'm the individual that did the research on the grains, yeast. I'm the individual that did the research on water and the filtration process. I created mashes. I'm the individual that bought the equipment. I read those books. I traveled throughout the US seeking expert and non-expert advice. I was a moonshiner. I know I don't look like it, and I don't feel like it, but I was a moonshiner. Whew. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Simone Woods, mom, registered nurse, CEO of Urbane Vodka, and tonight is my pleasure to introduce to you the first sophisticated overproof vodka. We're going to go through why Urbane, who are our customers, what have we done and what's our strategy, and how funding can help us. When you're looking for a higher alcohol content without losing flavor, overproof matters. And when you're looking for a drink with nothing more than just an ice cube to bring out those varied flavor profiles, smooth matters. When you're looking for a neutral canvas in cocktails, taste matters. Quality, authenticity, originality. Urbane vodka is a small batch distilled. I'm gonna take it a step further tonight. We're gonna look at it like your mom's homemade chicken noodle soup, or your auntie's chili, or your mom's tomato soup. Same ingredients, same process, same taste, each and every time, consistent. During the pandemic, we found ourselves working from home, drinking from home, pouring ourselves a stronger drink. Now, our consumers are demanding a cocktail with a backbone. There is no strong brand in the overproof market. Here's my moment to shine. It's a sexy bottle, isn't it? I've come a long way, I'll tell you that. But I want to tell you that Urbane represents style and strength with a polished, smooth taste that will amplify any cocktail with balance and finesse. Who are our customers? Tonight I'm going to show you who our customers are. They're right there. They're classy, they're sophisticated, they're trendy, multicultural, they're social, men and women, ages 25 to 55. They're social, they're experienced drinkers. Cheers. Let's go. The vodka has become the backbone of the spirits industry. Vodka accounts for 27% of the US market in sales. Ohio is ranked 12th in the US. I plan to capture 1.5% of the market over the next 5 years. Our competitors, Tito's, Smirnoff, Kettle One. Tito's solely because they're the trend. Smirnoff because they have a 90 proof product similar to my 91, but they're at retail $14. Kettle One, the state has us comparable to Kettle One because the quality to price ratio. Kettle One is a premium product. The state has Urbane as a premium as well. Same retail value at $23. What haven't I done? But look what I've done. Sourced ingredients, developed the flavor profile. I researched the market and our competition. I have a commercial distiller in Columbus. I created a brand identity, market strategy. I have licensed to import and export liquor throughout the US. I have on-premise accounts as well as off-premise accounts, and I've hired an awesome team. I launched in July of 21. Since then, I've established 49 accounts by myself, 20 being liquor stores, 29 restaurants. Ending 21, we ended the year at 11.5 in sales. As of October 1st this year, we had 32.9. That's 186% increase in revenue. And we're projected to hit 46.9 by the end of 22. This is my favorite slide here. Why tasting is a part of our model. And you're gonna hear me talk about tastings over and over again. But tastings allow our customers to try our product and connect with the brand. I have driven every single tasting that's been done. They get to get the CEO, they get to talk to me, I can do some cocktail suggestions. It's my own interpersonal way of creating the demand. When people try Urbane, they buy Urbane. Tastings have produced a 400% increase in revenue month over month. What's our growth strategy? Is our sales channels. So we have wholesale accounts on premise, which is where the consumer drink on the premise, the bars and restaurants. So as we drive accounts, as we grow in accounts, we grow in consumption. Retail, which is off premise, you take your liquor off the premise. That's where I come in and do those tastings over and over and over again, in which you get the sale right then and there. Distributors, we bring one on in 24, but their job is to increase our reach, expand my territory. Right now I'm acting distributor and broker for my brand. In the online liquor store, we on target to launch in 26. We do have permits currently though. All right, so here's our roadmap and the direction I'm going. In 23, absolutely tighten up their systems and processes. I hired an operations director, and I have some two tasting associates coming on board, and then we're gonna raise some capital. In 24, as we double our production, we add our second key account, in which I'm hoping and praying that's the Brown Stadium right here. I would love to add to the celebratory vibe that the stadium brings. And in 25, we plan to open our distillery, in which I'd love to come on full time, and we'd be way on our way to that 1.5% of the market that I spoke of earlier. Our financials. So in 21, I had a lot of startup costs. I had a smaller production run, and basically just focused on understanding how to maneuver through the industry and how to convert accounts. In 22, as you can see, we experienced some growth. I did more tastings, and I figured out that was the best way to market my brand. Oops. 23, my main job is to make sure that my team is consistently driving those tastings, and then we're going to focus on our new market strategy for growing accounts. And 24, like I said, as we double our production, we increase in our accounts, and we just keep it lean. We keep it consistent. We keep everything tight. I do pay myself next year, which is a blessing, and that's in my operating expense. The use of the funds, which was interesting, I got to be able to purchase signage for brand awareness on both on and off locations. On and off premise locations. I permitted 2 tasting contractors to help me drive these tastings forward. We also ran a sweepstakes, which was a sales funnel to generate email marketing. Honestly, in 21, we started with 8 emails. JumpStart taught me about a sales funnel. We used it, I utilized this. In 2 weeks, we had 100 emails, which I thought was like amazing. We did a photo shoot to build up our content library and to get us some good quality quality content for our marketing strategy. How are you guys' investment be applied? JumpStart definitely can help in these 4 categories. Packaging and glass. Production run that's due for this year. We got some heavy FET taxes attached to that. We also have advertising budget. We want to get some collateral and some swag out here for our paying customers, and we're hiring. But we're going to weigh heavily in the glass department and package department because I get to do a redesign in which our shippers will add as a display, as well as get ahead of those lead time on glass. Since we anticipate a nice increase in sales, I want to keep the continuity and get behind, those lead times with packaging. Our impact on the community, hopefully, definitely within 20 years, with opening that facility, that distillery here in Cleveland, we should be able to hire over 20 employees over the next 5 years. Like I said, establishing that facility in Cleveland, our distillery, can contribute to taxes, and also give us that ability to sell direct to consumer. We have contributions to our nonprofit, the Blessing House, in which we already woven that in our We're going to give to them semi-annually a small percentage of our revenue. And then our community events, our block parties, and marketing on Drinking Responsibly campaign. I really appreciate your time, and thank you guys for having me.
Thank you, Simone. What questions do we have for Simone, judges?
Simone, appreciate the presentation, good stuff. Haven't sampled the products yet, but maybe tonight I will.
Please do.
Where did the concept come to start this, first off? I don't think that was clear in the beginning. And then also just a little bit more on the growth, like where's it being produced right now? And how many bottles are you producing right now per year?
Okay. So the concept started when one of my friends from the work, they brew beer. And I like beer. She used to bring me a beer without no label on it. I'm like, where did you get this? You know, like, we made it from home. I'm like, I'm not drinking that. I never seen a beer from home. So she invited me to her plant, or where her and her actual husband brewed. They did this as their hobby, something they did together. And I literally just fell in love with the operation. It was smelling like throw up. It was a mess. But I'm kind of a nerd a little bit. But I took a liking to it because I'm a lover of all spirits. I love the distillery. So I love the clean portion of distilling, which is liquor. Moonshine is a little bit more cleaner, a little bit more volatile, but you got to know what you're doing. So it was my hobby. I was obsessed with it. And I'm a registered nurse, so if I wasn't nursing, I was moonshining, and I'm getting older. I don't want to nurse no more. I want to moonshine. I want to sell liquor. I get to sit down and eat the lunch. You know, I wanted the corporate feel. I'm smart. I want to be in the corporate world, so that's where the concept comes from. But the growth, so I'm a small batch distill. Yeah. We small batch distill, so we make about 500 cases. I appealed through pretty much most of my production, and we only been out a year and a half, one person in local. So about 500 cases yield about 350 bottles, give or take. We have 6-pack cases. So we have a boilerplate contract where we think ahead. Like, they was giving me some time to see how Urbane is, embraced, and we doing really good. Like, we about to do some more in January.
So I did want to know a little bit more about how do you control your inventory so that you're not producing too much too fast and having that sitting on the shelves? Okay, so
The state, the Ohio Liquor, they have that tracking for me. They say, if I send my small batch there, they said this should, based on the purchasing and the activity of purchasing, I don't know how this, but yeah, they kind of tell me you're going to probably have this much for the rest of the year. So I look at that number, and I just look at just trying to get ahead. So it's taken on pretty well. And as much as I market and do tastings and get out in front of it, like I told you, when people taste Urbane, they buy it. So long as they're tasting it and have it in their face, I should be okay. And it's all about preparation.
And then you also mentioned that you wanted to raise capital. How much do you need to raise, and what are you going to use it for?
So I did look at this number with my operations manager. So like I said, initially I had a lot of startup expenses. So just leveraging some of that debt, our number is about $175K. Leveraging some of my debt, making sure I have adequate staff by paying them, having working capital and consistent market budget, our marketing budget, so we can do these tastings, have the collateral, signage and stuff like that. What else we got? And like I said, hiring and making sure we have proper staff, knowledgeable staff, and keeping a tight operation. That money going to help leveraging that debt and keeping a nice, smooth operation moving.
Just clarifying, do you need additional capital outside the 10,000?
Absolutely.
Okay, and then how much did you say?
Like 175K.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
That'd be a nice, safe number. Yep. Sorry.
I think that's all we have. Thank you so much, Simone.
Who said that?
First you were hungry, now you're thirsty.
Yeah.
Thanks, Simone. All right. Moving right along to Luis Roman. Luis Roman is the kind of person who lights up a room, which you'll witness here momentarily. As the only male in this cohort, he definitely held his own in a room full of strong women and represents his Hispanic heritage and cuisine with pride. His advisors describe him as energetic and outspoken, passionate about reflecting on the true flavors of the Caribbean. Please welcome Luis Roman of Ola Island Provisions to the stage.
Thank you so much. Great, thank you. Thank you, guys. Oh my God, what a humbling experience to be in front of you guys, especially in this is hallowed ground. I don't know if you know that, guys. This is Cleveland Browns Stadium. I watched my first football game here. I watched my first playoff football game. I don't stop talking about that right now. That was a while ago, I think '94. But anyway, being a part of this cohort has taught me a couple of things. One, entrepreneurs need entrepreneurs. We thrive on each other's energy. And that's one thing that these guys gave me. I don't know if they know that, but they really did give me this wonderful present. I'm 45 years old. I started my business a couple of years ago, and with COVID, I closed my business. And this is my pivot. So let me go into my spiel. I wrote a couple of things down here. Let's see if I got some space here. So good evening, guys. My name is Luis Roman. I am the founder and the CEO of Ola Island Provisions. We specialize in Latino sandwiches as well as empanadillas. We also do manufacturing and distributing of high-quality spice blends. I must click over here. I work alongside my son. He's a graduate of the Ohio State University, and he's working on some market research. He's responsible for coordinating communications to the public as well as communications in business. Cooking is a lifelong passion of mine. I've been working in the industry for almost 30 years now, and for nearly a decade, I was the proud owner of a fast casual Latin eatery restaurant. We found early success in the fast casual niche, and we reached over about $1 million in gross sales in our first 12 months. But we lost our identity, guys. We struggled to regain it post-COVID. The lessons learned from previous restaurant ownership, combined with my passion for the culinary arts, is why I have the track record to realize another exciting culinary adventure. Oh, sorry. So Ola Island was born from the struggles of COVID and encompassing our belief that we can modernize the food industry. Here are some main problems we found along the way. One of the most significant factors facing the restaurant industry post-COVID is staff shortages. We have to compete with large chains that are able to offer an effective combination of either high pay, quality training, as well as benefits. The second problem has to do with acquiring new high-value customers. New customers are more scarce than ever due to the ever-changing of the economic downturn as the ripple effects of COVID. In order to reach these high-level customers, businesses can use technology to personalize marketing messages, which can be tailored using a zero-party data. Now, a zero-party data is defined as data that a customer uses intentionally and proactively shares with a brand, which can include like preferences, personal contact, and how the individual wants the brand to recognize them. This is very valuable, yet cost-effective. Now, after experiencing these problems, we found all our island provisions. We delivered exclusive flavors that not only an abuela could approve. I'm sorry, guys. After experiencing and researching these problems, we found all our island provisions. We specialize in exclusive flavors not only I could approve, from exotic spices to fresh foods. It will taste your last vacation. To narrow down the market size and potential, we envision two main categories. The first is young families who want tasty, healthy, and unique foods. The second is professionals who order lunch via delivery servicing. As you can see here, we broke our customers' needs and wants and pain points. Most importantly, we know that communities need access to fresh food and locally made products. Also, business professionals need access to high-quality food choices. Now, not only do these communities need access to high-quality foods, but they also want delicious lunch options. So our solution to relieve these pain points and meeting their needs and wants is through what I'm acquiring right now, creating these Latin sandwiches from scratch using responsibly sourced ingredients. We also participate in local farmers markets to make our product more accessible to communities. And most importantly, we use modern tech to drive customers to our online ordering platform. Now, before investing in a large amount of capital, we have to ensure there's a sufficient demand. This requires a deeper understanding of our customers. We want to help the community reconnect to their food suppliers, so we plan on participating and hosting events such as farmers markets in the community. This builds an image of our brand, which attracts customers who are conscientious of the businesses that they support. Building an in-house media team is the other tenet for our marketing mix. Our dedicated staff and intern program will be responsible for creating content, highlighting the brand on popular social media channels, and to maintain customers' interests. Repurposing user-generated content as means of a customer engagement is also a highly effective strategy, as it fulfills engagement on social channels as well as connects the business to customers on a personal level. Now, to estimate the market size and potential reach both our product, we found figures to estimate the number of target customers for each business segment, the first being the restaurant. Now, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, there are over 1 million people currently working in Northeast Ohio who generally comprise our local market of working professionals. To determine the market value, we multiply our market value by an average value. We determine the market value of our market volume by the average that gives us a potential value of around 305 million people that are looking for this new engaging food that we have here. Sorry. Cleveland is well known for its food scene, and we'll be completing with places like Simon's, Levin, Comfy, and Chimmy, and Martha. Spice companies that operate by selling locally, as well as DTC, including examples Frontier, Co-op, Burlap and Barrel, and Disposa. Now, some strengths of these restaurants are that their brands are already known locally and benefit from word-of-mouth production because they produce amazing foods for a period of time. Now, online companies like the ones I previously mentioned have over time built customer contact lists that are listed highly in search engines, which results in more traffic and is one of the most competitive aspects of operating an online business. With these restaurants operating effectively and produce amazing foods which are renowned locally, many of these restaurants in competition with us lack the consistency and the planning needed to grow on social media, which we believe is the most crucial factor in modernizing the food industry. Now, by establishing a multifaceted business to deliver amazing prepared foods locally, we as well, to ensure our brand is, I'm sorry, I'm under the weather. By establishing a multifaceted business to deliver amazing prepared foods locally, as well as spices to doorsteps nationwide, we ensure that our brand is capturing a maximum visibility. This personal service will set our business apart in both terms of total value as well as perceived image to customers. Now, by relying on social media for advertising, we run the risk of missing opportunities to connect with customers who aren't active online. Another risk stems from the economic factors, which would mean fewer sales for business as people save more of their money. Now, for this final section, I would like to give an overview of our business model. For following along the financial models we completed through this program, we forecasted a revenue around $30,000 in 2023 and almost $700,000 in 2024. Our high gross margin is a result of our extremely profitable local events, which we plan to invest heavily going forward as expanding our catering and bulk ordering. We used our initial $1,000 that was provided to us through JumpStart in three main areas of growth for our business. One being search engine optimization using Yelp advertising. Now, going forward, I believe that investing in our own in-house team will result in more effective gains that can otherwise be paid for through services like Yelp or Google. The second expense was our production software. We have access to creative software as Adobe Suites to produce content for marketing purposes, which will be posted and reposted for all active social medias. Finally, we purchased equipment to make the production process run as smoothly as possible. This included cameras, tripods, and stabilization gimbals to help smooth videos. Investing in our team is our #1 strategy for both growth and dealing with the business with the immense challenges of staffing. With this grant, I will implement a standardized training program for all of our employees, which will both increase retention and overall job satisfaction. We want to build an exciting crew to help our restaurants run local events as well as manage online orders. Having a well-trained team is the most important aspect of operating a successful business. The other way we plan to invest in our team is to impact our community is by partnering with universities to hire marketing interns. These interns will help run social media campaigns and complete valuable research for our business. Now, the overall aspects are highlighted with this real-world experiences necessary to complete for the high-paying jobs. Overall, this results in more opportunities for our members.
Great, Luis. I'm going to have to stop you there. Thank you so much. All right, judges, it's over to you.
I'll open the floor. I'm sorry.
Thanks so much for your presentation so far.
I appreciate it.
You've definitely done a lot of work on marketing and figuring out how to best get your product to the consumers.
Yes.
I always think, I'm a comms person by background, so I always think like the storytelling aspect is really important to a business. Could you tell us a little bit more on the product?
Yes.
Like the restaurant food?
Absolutely.
All right.
This is actually my pivot. After 8 years in the restaurant world, I had a restaurant in Berea. I closed down last year, and this is my pivot. So instead of focusing on one restaurant, and I'm trying to diversify my portfolio. Is that what it is? So I'm going into manufacturing. I have a restaurant, and I'm doing social media as well. So that's kind of my story. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm looking at.
So you have you're going to have a new restaurant or a new focus?
I currently have a restaurant on 55th and Carnegie as of now. I'm expanding to Coventry by the end of next year, and it looks like I have a Lakewood location, hopefully, by the next year after that.
So who's buying the spices, the jar of spices that you talked about? Are those restaurants? Are they customers?
This is what I do at the farmers markets. People that are into menu planning. Like right now I have chicken thighs marinating for tomorrow's dinner. So it's for menu planning. So I sell a lot to families and young professionals who are just too busy to do what I've done in a little jar.
Got it. That helps me understand a little bit better. That spice you bring to the food is so important. So what you're trying to do is make it easy for young professionals who may not have the time to do that. Are you also selling those products to other restaurants?
We don't have a private label as of yet, but that's something that we're definitely looking into. But with the accounts that I have right now, I just scored the Myers account in Fairfax, and I'm in Kroger's 48 stores right now. So to go into a private label right now, I'm not ready for that yet.
So talk a little bit about what you've been able to do with Kroger's, because that's pretty exciting. How
Yeah,
do
it
you,
is.
what's your goal to be able to get people to actually buy your product once they're in the grocery store?
Yeah, right now we actually have a demo in Cincinnati at Jungle Gym. So one of the things that I want to get back to with this post-COVID is to have these test kitchens. So I can be in front of the customer and actually show them how to use my product. And so they can smell it, they can taste it, they can see it, and they can appreciate it.
And then what are your sales for either your restaurant or the marinades or both?
As of right now, we hit around $22,000 in the last 4 months on just the marinades alone. Now, with the restaurant just opening 4 months ago, we're averaging, our average ticket is around $29.53, and we're doing around 20 to 22 transactions a day. We're open 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. On the weekends, that's when I do my farmers markets.
Thank you.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Good to go. Thank you, Luis. All right, the judges are getting really quick at this scoring thing. Moving on to the next. Adenike is not a woman to shy away from a challenge. With an academic background in medicine, she impressed us all over the last few months, running her business, graduating from the Impact program, and planning her own wedding. Congratulations, by the way. Her advisor describes her as a dedicated and talented joy of a person. Please welcome Adenike Harper of Gourmet Girl Custom Cakes to the stage. You have your slides up here. Do you need help with anything? Okay.
Okay, guys. Start it down. Once upon a time, in the land of CLE, there lived a gourmet foodie named Gourmet. She attended a wedding, first in line for cake. With much luck, taking a bite, she slid her plate and said, yuck. The design was just basic, it really was pitiful. As a matter of fact, the cake was forgettable. She then attended a party. And to her dismay, the cake was lumpy and leaning, forever to be remembered in the worst way. At long last, she set out on a quest to find the cake joy she wanted because she desired the very best. There we go. Today you will learn about what I call cake joy. And you will also learn about how I tell stories with sugar. So as we go along, oh no, what did I do? Sorry, guys. Sorry, oops. So you'll learn about how I tell stories with sugar. As we go along, you'll see a lot of my forever favorite designs, so pay attention. And at the end, come and find me and let me know which one is your favorite. So, my name is Adenike Harper, and I am owner and cake artist of Gourmet Girl Custom Cakes. And like I said, I tell stories with sugar. So with cake as my medium and you as my muse, I curate our gallery-worthy cakes to tell the story of what makes you uniquely you for the sweetest memories. And I lovingly call my customers my gourmies. And today you will learn how they and Beyonce inspire me most. So meet the team. There's no I in team, but I literally am the team. I'm very proud of my success solo, but I currently am at capacity. And this year and last year, I've had to turn down about 100 orders per year. So my why. So I started Gourmet Girl to honor the legacy of my mother. Following her passing in 2013, I started baking as a form of therapy to my grief and to feel closer to her through our shared love for baking. And like Gourmet in the opening story, I set out on a journey to find joy again, and I discovered what I call cake joy. Cake joy as in telling your story, cake joy as in being celebrated, cake joy as in creating forever favorite memories, and cake joy as in the joy from gifting joy. So I've told you what cake joy is. Allow me to introduce you to what a cake story is and how I tell it. So a cake story is all that makes you unique. It is your life story. It's what you love. It's your personality. It's your sense of style. So now that you know what a cake story is, you know that a cake story leads to cake joy. Allow me also to introduce you to one of my most elaborate cake stories to date, which is the cake story of Miss Gloria James. I got the opportunity to create her birthday cake for All-Star Weekend, and she's very passionate and very regal. So LeBron Mommy's Cakes tells the story of her love for her family and her love for her charitable work. I was so proud when she boldly announced, after seeing her cake for the first time, that it was her favorite cake and her best cake that she'd ever received. And that's what I call cake joy. So the problem is a cake that is either basic or boring, fading into the background because it's forgettable, or a cake that is remembered for the wrong reasons. So my solution is intentional and thoughtful. My solution is a cake that is co-created with my gourmies to tell their story in the same fashion as create or sitting for a portrait or the inspiration that goes into abstract art. My current products and services include occasion cakes, wedding cakes, corporate catering and gifting, as well as my subscription box, or the Gourmet box, which is intentionally curated to spread cake joy. My target customer, or my current gourmies, include gourmies who want their cake to be remembered. They value their cake being remembered. They also want to tell that story. They want to tell their life story in an edible art form. And they're also willing to spend above average. My corporate gourmies want the same thing. They want to tell their story relating to their brand and their mission. And this is a list of some of my amazing corporate gourmies that I've been able to work with. And I've had a lot of fun creating these corporate cake stories. So, competition. My cakes are memorable. I'm unique in that I create a edible portrait, telling your life story. My current go-to-market, or my marketing efforts, include email marketing, which I implemented in 21, with a consistent high engagement rate of about 40% open rate. My referrals have always been foundational to my business, with my current gourmies consisting of about 54% of referrals, word-of-mouth referrals, and network marketing. So historically, network marketing is what started Gourmet Girl. About 80% of my earliest clients were my sorority sisters of Alpha Kappa Alpha, Sorority Incorporated, who continue to support me to this day. So, I've mentioned how I'm at capacity. I'm turning down orders. So in 2023, I refuse to turn down any more orders or turn down any more cake stories. So I'll meet demand, and in addition to meeting demand, I plan to increase demand by expanding to new regions of Ohio, tapping into proven marketing strategies, including network marketing, like mentioned before. So my natural next market, I predict to be the Southern Ohio area, in the area of my alma mater. There is I have a strong network of sorority sisters ready to support. I intend to increase marketing efforts or proven marketing efforts, as well as act classes for beginners and advanced cakers alike, as well as bring back my subscription box with an instructional component. So how will I do that? So tapping or channeling my inner Beyonce, I intend to find my Kelly and Michelle and form the Caker's Destiny's Child. But together with two full-time assistants and a larger kitchen space, I intend to meet these goals. And I have a very unique talent strategy. Ask me about that later. So, financials. 2021 was my single ladies year. Solo, I brought in over $43,000. This was also the first year that I was full-time with cake in my business. 22, this year is similar to last year, but this year I focused on increasing my corporate gourmets, which I successfully grew from 6 to 18. And I project to end the year out at over 52,000. And so 2023, drum roll. This is what I am calling my superstar support year. With my Kelly and Michelle, I project to bring in a revenue of over $200,000. This may seem ambitious, and it is, but my limiting factor has always been a lack of assistance and lack of space. And 24, I intend to scale on the efforts of 23. So my impact for the city of Cleveland or Northeast Ohio include job creation, 3 jobs by 24, skills training of my employees, and also an in-school bake therapy program. So if you remember, I mentioned cake being a therapy for me, and of course, increased cake joy. So with my $1,000 investment, I was able to hire a part-time administrator who also established a new CRM. With this reassigned time, I focused on organizing or structuring a referral program. Current return on investment is $1,900, and with closing the current deals, the future ROI will be $3,100. So my $10,000 ask, surprise, is to support the hiring of 2 baking assistants, my Kelly and Michelle, supporting their salary for 2 months, as this investment has a return on investment of $200,000, mainly driven by increased custom cake orders and increased corporate orders. I want to say thank you to JumpStart. I really have grown so much. Beyond, I knew that this program was special because of my mentors, but the actual in the classroom support, even from my peers, has been phenomenal. So I want to thank you for this opportunity, and I look forward to the future with the tools that I have in my tool bag. Thank you.
Look at that timing, 14 seconds on the clock. Very nice. Judges, what questions do you have?
So you mentioned that it's just you, and you had to miss out on, what did you say, 100 orders?
Yeah.
What do you estimate that revenue was that you missed out on?
So I anticipate that it's double. Each year that I turned down 100, my cake orders equated like 90 to 100. So doubling my revenue that I've brought in from past years.
And then how do you plan to find your Kelly and Michelle?
So I plan to, social media is really impactful to what I do. I'm aware of a lot of cakers who want to learn, who've reached out to me, who have baseline skills but want to learn more. My plan is to kind of scoop them up and teach them and show them how I do what I do, and allow them to come and assist, starting with basic baking and basic decorating. So that's my plan. I plan to put out the call and see who shows up to answer.
Yeah, I was going to ask a similar question because what you do is so detailed, it's so special. I can tell you really enjoy crafting these cakes and working with your gourmets.
My gourmets.
There you go.
Yes.
How do you think you can, like, how do you replicate that? Like,
Yeah.
really, how do you find two other people
Yeah.
that can do it like you do? You still feel really good about the quality of your products. Just seems a little bit concerning to me.
Yeah, so that's a good question, and that's something I've thought a lot about. So I don't anticipate to replicate me, and I hate to use this example, but one of the reasons why I said Beyonce and then finding Kelly and Michelle, I don't anticipate the Beyonce star quality of bringing on two people that can just be me. A lot of thought goes into what I do. I meet with my gourmets. I almost interview them. It's very intricate and very intentional, and I don't think that can be replicated, but there's a lot of busy work, so to speak, that I spend a lot of time on, that kind of drains the creative process and drains my ability to kind of, do what I do on a larger scale. And so my plan is to bring on someone who is teachable, to teach them to make some things that I can make, but I don't anticipate recreating myself, if that answers your question. So being able to do basic decorating, basic baking, some of the cleaning, and things that go into the overall baking process.
Got it. Also wanted to ask, you have your cakes and then you have your subscription boxes,
Yes.
right? So how's the division of labor on those two?
Yes, oh, that's a good question, thank you. So I have an appendix slide. This doesn't answer your question, but I want to show y'all the cake. So this is another reason why I need assistance. So the gourmet box actually grew from a pivot during COVID. People were at home, and I saw a window to kind of get them where they were and celebrate at home, have something to look forward to each month, and spread cake joy. The box takes a lot of time. It's a lot of packaging. It's a lot of busy work. While the box was really successful, it really took up a lot of time that I had during COVID, but when outside opened back up, I found myself having to kind of scale back, and then I paused the box because I just don't have the capacity to meet the demand. And so assistants can help with the packaging, the production of cookies and cakes, and shipping, definitely shipping, as well as correspondence.
Can you take 30 seconds just to talk about the in-school therapy baking program?
I got another slide. So baking for me, like I said, it got me out of a very difficult time. So I have been researching for some years. This is what I would consider to be my legacy. This program is something that, I have a background in teaching, in education, public health, and social work, or social services. And so what I found was there's a need for a positive outlet, for something to be created that's tangible. There's something that is very soothing and calming about baking. The need to concentrate. You can't bake and do other things. You have to really zone in. So it's a positive or a natural way to kind of zone out. Through research, I found that baking is actually a great way to combat ADHD, depression, and anxiety in youth. And so through this program, I plan to teach youth the art of baking and decorating, as well as core concepts of STEM, nutrition, entrepreneurism, as well as food history, because I love history. So
Great.
overall, oh, you calling me?
Thank you. I'm sorry.
Thank you. I hope
Thanks
they answered
so
your
much.
question. You know, it's fine. It's my great job.
All right. While I have you on a cliffhanger, while we wait for our very last participant to pitch, I want to mention again, if you're sitting here and thinking, gee, I'd like to pitch my business in front of 100 people, you can. The impact application is open for spring already, and you can apply to have an advisor, to have education, to have access to resources, tools, and access to capital. If you want to apply to that program before you leave tonight, we have a table with Mary and Rain. Give us a wave, ladies. It says JumpStart at the table. You can apply for the impact program before you get to your car, before you get home tonight. And you can also apply for advising services if you don't necessarily want to dive right in, but you want to talk to somebody about your business concept. All right. Sorry about that, Sarday. I hate to do that to you with that cliffhanger. All right. Last but not least, Sarday Steele is a multi-talented entrepreneur whose business was founded out of her desire to help others create memorable family moments. This speaks to her positivity, and her advisor describes her as outgoing, passionate, dedicated, and someone who arrived at every single advising appointment with a big smile on her face. Please welcome our final graduate, Sarday Steele of Pleasant Picnic, to the stage. Hold it close. You'll click that arrow to go to the next slide.
So, hello everyone. I am Sarday Steele. I am the owner of Pleasant Picnic, and here is my story. So, like I said, I'm the owner of Pleasant Picnic, and we are the premier memory-making agency here in Northeast Ohio, where we provide luxury picnic services and exceptional floral arrangements. So a little bit about me. I'm a wife, I'm a mom. I enjoy fine dining, crafting, and making memorable moments with family and friends. So a little bit about how Pleasant Picnic got started was, I was approaching my anniversary and I was looking for something indoors to do. I got on Pinterest, find a really nice indoor date night idea, so I came up with an indoor picnic. We enjoyed it. We thought this would be a great opportunity for other people in Cleveland to enjoy since the pandemic was hitting everyone hard. So that following weekend, I got out, went to the local park, got a videographer and a photographer to show my social media campaigns everything on what Cleveland has to offer, and they did. I posted that evening everything that I've done, and to wake up with my video going viral with over 7 million views and 1.3 million likes. So a little bit about our products. Like I said, I do luxury picnics for 2 to 50 people with a variety of different a la carte items. I also provide luxury flower boxes that can last up to 3 weeks, or a preserved rose flower box that we have that can last up to 2 years. And now I've upscaled the business by providing event florals for weddings and corporate events. So what makes us unique is that we specifically get our roses and certain flowers flown in from Ecuador. Ecuadorian roses are grown in higher altitude that allows them to last a lot longer than regular florals that is, grown in Miami or California. And we also do provide durable picnic tables that suits the outdoors. And each picnic comes with a picnic basket with a variety of outdoor necessities, such as water, sunscreen, bug spray, anything for clients that's experiencing something new but not prepared for the outdoor experience right away. So our competition, a lot of picnic planners just provide a picnic basket and a blanket, and of course Flowerama provides florals that you have to take care of, such as trimming the flowers, re-watering them as the flowers suck them up. But our particular roses, we do not have to do that. We provide an artistic design where they can last without any care up to 3 weeks. And like I said, I provide a fine dining experience with each picnic. So for our target audience for our picnics, is pretty much any client that is looking to have a marriage proposal, anniversary, or birthday, that's looking to spend anywhere from $200 to $2,000. Our target audience for our weddings is, of course, corporate events. Well, for our wedding florals, of course, weddings, corporate events, and conventions. For people that need podium florals, employee gifts. So for our go-to marketing for our florals is DoorDash, where you can get a luxury floral arrangement under 2 hours, or TikTok, where we have over 216,000 followers. At least 40% of those clients are here in the Northeast Ohio, and we've been featured in Today's Bride and Northeast Ohio Wedding magazines for us to get our wedding clients. And also for our go-to-marketing for our picnics, again, Google is great for our services. We have been featured on every news channel, and we have over 9,000 followers on Instagram, where I believe 43% of that clientele is in the Northeast Ohio. So for our market size, here in Northeast Ohio, they place 9th in 51 states that has the most weddings. In 2021, it looked to scale by to triple that amount in the year 2022, and of course, triple the amount of 2023. And also for our picnic clients, we provide, we are on Airbnb experience for Cleveland, for people that is visiting the Cleveland area. It'll allow them to experience a little bit of Cleveland Metro Parks and a luxury picnic. And then for our milestones, in 2021, we pretty much just started by a viral video. I plan to always have a business. I'm very creative, but I never really knew exactly what that particular thing would be. So once my video went viral, I pushed out more picnics that year, providing over 150 picnics from May to September. By November, we live in Ohio, so providing an indoor picnic space for luxury date nights and marriage proposals was also perfect. We do provide those in the home and in the backyard and hotels as well. So after those particular milestones happen and we are ending the year off, it's cold, about 6 to 7 months in Ohio, it is cold, so I wanted to keep the revenue going for the company, so I educated myself on being a florist and providing that service too as well. By February of 2022, I was able to provide my first pop-up shop at a local mall by selling out within the first 2 hours. So the impact of Cleveland, I'm looking to bring a social event in the year 2023, which will be Picnic and Prosecco, that will allow 40 small businesses to attend and have at least 300 Clevelanders patronizing those businesses as they sip wine and enjoy picnics. Also, for the bonding experience, I look to market more on Airbnb so more clients can experience a little bit of the Cleveland Metro Parks and a unique experience at the same time. Oh, also, I also donate my leftover florals to the Cleveland Clinic for clients just to have a little flower pick-me-up. As we scale more floral arrangements, we look to provide more of the giveaway to banks and schools, hotels, and more. So for our financials, 2021 was a great year. I was still holding down a full-time job. 2022, I ended my full-time job in July. I was able to have my first, I was able to make $15,000 within February for Valentine's Day and for Mother's Day time, since I just picked up the education of being a florist in the year of 2021. 2023, I look to open a floral shop as looking on Google for all the statistics of how many female Black-owned floral shops there's none. It's only one Black-owned floral shop here in the Cleveland area, and it's not a woman. So I want to be the first one to be able to do that. They're minority florists, but they don't own a flower shop. So I look to open that in the year of 2023. Also scale twice as much as picnics and triple the amount of floral arrangements within the year of 2024. I look to do that by providing 2 floral prep assistants and a part-time contractor that is seasonal for them to help with the double amount of picnics that I will provide in the year 2023 and 2024 as I still maintain the floral shop. So for what I've done with the 1,000 is I scaled on my marketing for the business. I provide more email marketing. I have over 400 clients that is on my email marketing list. And I did a rebrand. So I needed to rebrand my company, and I've also invested in wedding exhibit shows to where I can pay for those exhibits so I can reach the higher clientele for the wedding florals. For the 10,000 ask is looking to open up my floral shop, and that is for equipment. I need floral coolers, a floral POS system to produce better productivity, take orders, and also day-to-day inventory as well. And again, going to more higher-end exhibits within the year of 2023 and 2024, which usually costs anywhere from $1,500 and up. And thank you. Appreciate it.
Wonderful job, Sade. Judges, what questions do we have?
Really good presentation.
Thank
Like
you.
what you do. I'm going to sign up and book one of those picnics for me and my wife at some point soon.
Thank you.
But I want to ask you a question.
Yes.
You're kind of diversified, right?
Yes.
And you've thought about it well. Picnic time, high times in the summer, and then, the winter times and the other times you sell flowers all year round.
Yes.
What would be like your preference? Like, where do you think this business is going to go? You think you're going to stay in both, or you think eventually you're going to have to kind of move to one of them and stick to it?
I feel like I want to stay in both, only because the picnics is basically where I'm known from. I originated with doing picnics, but I also do know that getting booked for a wedding that's $10,000 versus doing one picnic that is $200, I have to do 10 times the amount of picnics just to get that one amount of doing a wedding for the weekend. So depending on how staffing goes, it can still allow me to maintain both for a very long time.
What percentage of your revenue is coming from the clients from picnics versus weddings?
Repeat that question. I'm sorry.
What percentage of your revenue is coming from the picnic side of your business versus the wedding side?
I would say 50-50, only because the summertime, everyone wants to get out. Everyone wants to get out. So by the time May gets here, I already have June completely booked. So it's pretty 50-50 with having picnics and floral arrangements.
How much can your business grow? Like, how many picnics can you do
Ooh.
a year?
Well, by myself, I did 150 between May and September. With myself and my husband assistants from time to time. By the year of 2023, I am going to have that seasonal person that will allow me to do twice as much. So I'll be able to sustain it for a very long time. Like again, I don't plan on getting rid of picnics because that's the name itself is Pleasant Picnic, and then they can get a Pleasant Picnic floral arrangements any other time out the year. So I plan on quadrupling the amount of picnics by the time of 2024 by, again, having the Airbnb marketing system to allow me to do that and open my schedule to know, when the flower shop will be open, when and not, because flower shops are not open until 5, 6 in the evening. We have longer time in the summertime versus than we do in the wintertime. So keeping the scale on both to both will be easy for me to do with hiring more seasonal contractors and employees.
How about the food at the picnics? Are you partnering with restaurants to
Yes, I
take care
am.
of that?
So we partner with a few local businesses, definitely chefs. I do have an a la carte item where they can provide, I can provide a charcuterie board option for them, but they're more than welcome to just bring their own food. During the pandemic, that's kind of how I started, was you just show up to your picnic, bring your own food, have a good time, and leave, and I clean up the rest. You have 2 hours to do so. So I do partner with Cleveland photographers for picnic photo shoots, the couple yachts that rent them out. I do picnic yachts as well, and what else did I do? I also branded with Urbane Vodka for her branding shoot. So I provide picnics for everything.
Which one is more profitable, the weddings or the picnics?
Weddings, for sure. More Clevelanders get married within a year than they are looking to, because it's all year long. Picnics is about 4.5 months spanned, and it's more money. So per customer is like quadruple the amount of just what I would need to do for one picnic.
And then my last question is, can you just say quickly about your community impact that you want to have an event? I think you said with 40 businesses and zip lining. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
No, not zip lining. Okay, so it is called Picnic and Prosecco. We want to have it at Way Oval, where we'll have 40 local small businesses here in the Northeast Ohio. So we look to have about 300 Clevelanders to patronize those businesses, and they'll be able to get a package, a picnic package, and also have wine and any other vendors that are there. So it's more like another social event here in Cleveland that we look to have annually.
Great. We'll all be there. Thank you so much, Sharday Steele. All right. I'm sure none of us envy the judges. They are going to retire for deliberations to determine who will leave with the grand prize of $10,000. And again, everyone else gets $3,500 for their businesses. While I have your attention, I want to make one more point. Again, the impact applications are open for spring 2023. If you have any questions or would like to apply tonight before you leave, go to the JumpStart table on the side of the room and visit with Mary and Rain. We're all here to support these entrepreneurs with education, with capital, with listening to their pitches, but the best way you can support them is by being customers. So I strongly encourage you to, if you haven't already, visit their tables around the edges of the room, and we'll announce the winners shortly. If I could have all the impact participants on the stage, right on display, front and center. Lucky you. Before I hand the microphone over to our judges, I just want to thank the Browns again for their hospitality and for being such wonderful and gracious hosts. And to all of you for coming.
Am I down here? I'm down here. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay, we can be down here. Okay, so we have the moment of truth. You know, everyone says it was a difficult decision, but that is absolutely true in this case. Really dynamic presentations, amazing entrepreneurs. Regardless of how this ends up, you all are a force to be reckoned with. Keep moving forward. So the winner of the $10,000 is Gourmet Girls. Congratulations.
Sure. Oh. So, I meant what I said in my thank you. I've always desired a program that was custom to my business, similar to sitting in a classroom, but not just a generic class, a business class. Something that would take what I have and make it better and make it great, make it successful. My advisors, everybody at JumpStart, my classmates, everybody has been amazing. This experience, I knew it was great, but to actually experience it has been really a blessing, a dream come true. And I'm so excited to move forward from this point and see all the success that I can gain with the tools I have and the support and the community that I have. So thank you, JumpStart. Thank you, everybody.
And congratulations to everyone else who will be receiving $3,500. Congratulations.
Feel free to hang out and congratulate these amazing entrepreneurs. Please drive safely, and we look forward to seeing you at the next event.